Have you ever thought about how, like, one specific phrase could totally change a whole sales conversation?
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about serious sales success here. And I was reading this blog post from the Sales
Oh,
Experts,
yeah, they're great.
and they had these three phrases that I thought were so interesting.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we're going to take a deep dive into those today.
Awesome.
The first one was, I understand your challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I feel like on the surface, this is something a lot of salespeople probably say,
Right.
but I'm guessing the sales experts had something more to say about this.
Oh, yeah. They dove way deeper into like what real empathy looks like in a sales conversation.
Yeah.
And they really stress that it starts even before the conversation.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, like with doing really good research on the prospect, you know.
Feel like knowing their industry.
Exactly. Their industry, their
Yeah.
company, what are the specific issues they're facing, and even like what's that person's role in the whole decision-making process.
Right. So not just looking up their LinkedIn profile, but actually like
Yeah.
understand where they fit in the whole company.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like as sales leaders, we should be giving our teams the tools to be able to do that kind of research, right?
Yeah, totally. And then it's not just about having the info, it's about actually using it in the conversation.
Absolutely.
So instead of just saying something generic like, oh, I bet things are tough right now, you could say something like,
Yeah.
like, I was reading about those new regulations in your industry. I can only imagine how much uncertainty that's causing for your team.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
It shows you've done your homework and you actually care about what they're dealing with.
And that makes a huge psychological difference, right?
Huge. When someone feels like you get them, you know, their guard comes down and they're much more open to what you have to say.
That makes total sense. Okay, so we've built that rapport.
Mm-hmm.
We've shown some empathy.
Okay.
What's next?
Well, that's where the second phrase comes in. Here's how we can solve that.
Okay.
And you see how that ties right back into those challenges you were just talking about.
Yeah, it's like you're building this bridge
Exactly.
from their problem to your solution.
Yes, but it's not just about launching into your product pitch, you know?
Right, right. So there's got to be more nuance there.
Oh, yeah. The sales experts, they were really clear about the importance of tailoring your solution to the specific pain points that you just uncovered, you know?
Okay.
So instead of just like listing out features, you really want to paint this picture of the benefits they're going to get.
Right. So instead of saying like, our software has this amazing communication platform, you would say something like,
More like, imagine your team feeling totally connected. Everyone's on the same page. There's this open communication that boosts morale and really gets collaboration going. That's what our platform can do.
yeah, it's about making that connection between what your product does
Right.
and what they actually need.
Totally. And the sales experts, they really talked about this using clear language that anybody can understand.
Right, no matter how technical it is.
Yeah, get rid of all the jargon. You know, just focus on the outcomes and the results they're actually going to see.
I like that a lot. Yeah, it's really shifting from like a product-focused mindset to a customer-focused mindset.
Exactly. And that's so important for sales success now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we've acknowledged their challenges.
Uh-huh.
We presented a solution that's tailored to them.
Yeah.
What's that last piece?
Okay, well, the third phrase is all about giving the prospect that feeling of ownership, you know, and it's what would be the best outcome for you.
I love that because it's not about you telling them what they need.
No,
It's about them
Yeah,
figuring it out.
exactly. And what the sales expert said was that this question really brings out some deeper insights into what the prospect really wants, what their goals are.
Right.
So it's not you telling them what they need, it's them telling you what their vision of success is, and then you can work with that.
So they're discovering it for themselves, basically.
Exactly. And when a prospect feels like they've had a hand in shaping the solution, they're way more likely to buy into it.
That makes sense, yeah.
And makes it theirs, you know.
It's theirs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like they're part of the solution from the very beginning.
Exactly. And that's, I think, what the sales experts are getting at. It's not just about closing the deal. It's about, like you said, making it theirs.
Right. It's a partnership.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so we've got these three phrases that can really help build that partnership.
Yeah.
What are some things that our listeners can actually do? Like, you know, the people who are leading these sales teams or making hiring decisions. How can they take this information and actually make a difference?
Well, I think one of the biggest takeaways is to really make empathy a core part of how you train your sales team.
Yeah.
Like, give them the skills and the resources they need to do that research we talked about to really understand those challenges. And to use that information to connect with the prospect on a human level.
So it's not just about like memorizing a script or,
Yeah. Right.
going through the motions.
It's about having real conversations.
Yeah.
And then the second thing I would say is to focus on the benefits, not the features.
Okay.
Train your team to present solutions in a way that's tied directly to those pain points and really paints a clear picture of what things will look like after they've implemented your solution.
So instead of just listing features, it's about saying, this is what it will actually do for you and your business.
Exactly. And the sales experts had some really good tips on this, like using stories and data and real-world examples to make it all come alive.
Yeah. So you're making it tangible for them.
Yeah.
Okay. And then that third piece,
Right.
encourage your team to ask that question. What would be the best outcome for you?
I love that question. It's so simple, but so powerful.
Yeah.
It just changes everything.
Yeah, it's not a sales pitch anymore.
Exactly.
It's conversation.
Yeah, and it shows that you're invested in their success, not just your own.
Yeah, I think that goes back to what we were saying before about authenticity, like the sales experts really emphasize that.
Yes, they do. They're very clear that these phrases shouldn't be used as manipulation,
Right.
They have to come from a genuine place.
It's about helping the prospect. It's not about tricking them into something.
Yeah, it's about building that win-win.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you do that, that's the kind of sales culture that's going to attract the best talent and just create this really positive cycle for everyone.
I love this deep dive so much.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just pure gold from the sales experts.
It is.
Like these are things that people can put into practice right away.
Yeah, exactly. And it's amazing how just a few phrases can make such a difference.
Before we wrap up, is there anything else that you would want to tell our listeners as they're, thinking about putting these ideas into action?
I would say don't just memorize the phrases. Really try to understand what's behind them. That empathy, that tailoring your approach, that empowerment.
It's about changing your whole mindset.
Yeah, and remember, the sales experts, they talk about how sales is always changing. So you have to stay curious. Keep learning. Keep trying new things.
Yeah, it's like always growing and evolving.
Absolutely.
So for our listeners who are like, okay, I'm ready to dive in with the sales experts. I want to give my team these tools. Where can they learn more?
Oh, they've got tons of stuff on their website.
Ooh,
Blog posts, webinars. They even have training guides you can download.
Oh.
Yeah, and I think they do some in-person workshops too.
Oh, I think I've heard of those.
Yeah, those are awesome. You can network and get ideas from other people in sales.
Yeah, totally.
So yeah, whether you want just a few tips or you want a whole training program, the sales experts have something for everyone.
It's amazing, right?
Yeah.
And it's like investing in your team's sales skills is investing in your company.
Totally.
So I think the big takeaway from this whole deep dive is that sales success isn't just about being like a smooth talker or, just being luckin'.
Right.
It's about really understanding how to communicate, how to build those connections, and how to guide people to solutions that actually work for them.
It's like a skill you can develop.
Yeah.
And these three phrases we talked about, I understand your challenges, here's how we can solve that, and what would be the best outcome for you. Those are the tools.
Yeah, like building blocks.
Yeah.
So next time you're in a sales meeting or doing some training, think about how you can give your team those tools.
Yeah, and help them see things from the customer side.
Totally. For more from the sales experts, you can visit their website. You will not regret it.
It's so good.
Thanks for joining me for this deep dive, and see you next time.
See you.